Welcome to Tiny Tina Wonderlands Best Build, a series where I showcase the best build for each classes, so you know how to build your character to their best potential, as well as knowing which gear or skill you should be looking out for. Through this series, I hope that you get a better understanding of how the Wonderlands endgame scene is going on, or at least this series can aid you in the endgame adventure, so that you will have a better time grinding 100 chaos level. Yeah. One thing to note is that for this type of video, I will not go as in depth into a build as your regular build video would be. I will just go through very briefly and talk about the overview of each build. But if you want to find out more about certain build, I recommend you checking out the Wonderlands endgame build doc made by the Discord community, since most of the build I showcase here is taken from there. Also, I will not include any Buffmeister or Pixie build because they are good, but they are too good and make the gameplay very boring, and every build is kind of the same if we are using them, so I will try to avoid that.
And for the 6th episode, we have Clawbringer. Clawbringer, while it is not the strongest class in the game, it has some really cool features, like the Thor hammer, which you can use it to trigger on action skills that enchant pretty consistently, or a good skill that provides insane formulas for your crit damage, and that is about it. Quite disappointing compared to other classes, isn't it? The Clawbringer class has the biggest case of only being the second class for most builds. Many people consider it to be the weakest class in the game, me included. Regardless, it still has some very strong builds worth trying out that will be featured in this video, so let's get in. For build number 4, we have Clawbringer Paradigm. This build is described as a very weird and niche build that takes bonuses that benefit both Storm Dragon Judgment and spells. This is a way to play Executioner without it feeling like a Clawbringer favor spell shot. This allows the hammer action skill to do damage during mobbings, and during bossing we can use the power double knot, being a double dipping skill for spell. For this build, you would want to use some meta spell like the Frozen Orb or the Wicked Gossip, and even the triple ice spike purple can also be great here. For the gun, you would want some high crit gun which will boost the double knot. For the armor, you would want to find as much point into all as possible, because this is the best Clawbringer skill. But other than that, the playstyle for this build is to throw hammer and cast spell for damage, and for the crit spot, weak spell when possible. Shoot gun is a crit spot in order to proc severe threat and capabilities. If using showcasing ring, then get the gun magazine to low ammo before doing big damage attack. That's about it. For build number 3, we have Guy's Knight. This is a Clawbringer black color gun build made by Asian Rune. This build is like any black color gun build that is using the guys in the shelf, so that we get big damage from our guns. Now, with Clawbringer, we are getting all, which is a very strong skill that play really well into guys' formulas. We are also getting hammer, which can trigger action skill start enchantment and provide us with further damage. So for the gear, you would want to use some pretty meta gun here. Ammo, the selective energia is preferable because we are using black color, and black color has insane shield regen ability. Obviously, get as much point into all as possible because we are using Clawbringer and black color. The chance of you getting all points is more likely, so that is very nice. The playstyle for this build is to throw hammer to trigger enchantment and proc dot, use meta gun and aim for the crit so that you can trigger guys. For build number 2, we have Hammer Stab. This is a tanky melee build made by Asian Rune. We are using Clawbringer and Berserker as our class combo. We do use Storm Dragon Judgment for this build only for mobbing and activating enchantment, but mainly you would want to melee enemies to proc Blood Chill. For this build, you meta melee weapon like the Goblin Pickaxe, or the Quelling Banshee, and even the Sword and Battery. Be really nice in this build. Use some like the Tuterator to apply the melee damage bolt or the live wire to get another double dip. For the armor, we aren't actually using any ore for this armor, so that is one nice thing because we aren't relying too much on ore. So this is nice. The playstyle of this build is to throw hammer and melee enemies, cast spell to either soak or freeze enemy to further helping your melee or hammers. Honorable mention for today. Honorable mention, we have Hammer Fire. This Clawbringer Berserker hybrid build was made by Asian Rune and is trying to make both melee and gun work within one build. This build is basically hammer stab with some modification to the skill tree in order to fit in some gun stuff. In most situations, you would want to use your gun for mobbing and let melee do the bossing thanks to Blast Shield. You meta gun weapon like the Crossblade, the Riveteer, the Last Rite, or Sword Explosion. Ruby Spy can also be a great option. And the Wild Rider, the second shooting mode, provides you with a lot of damage. For the armor, obviously look for as much point into all as possible, since realistically this is the best that the Clawbringer can offer to a build. This build can comfortably tear through Chaos 75, and you will need to have perfect gear in order for it to work at Chaos 100. The playstyle for this build is to aim for the crit with gun, melee enemy to proc Blast Shield and Echo, throw hammer to proc enchantment, and it should be going. Now for number 1, the best Clawbringer build in my opinion, let me introduce you guys to Stormbringer. Another hammer build, but this time it actually can do bossing damage because we are adding it with the best melee skill in the game. You guess it? Amico Agent. This Clawbringer Stabomancer build was made by Asian Rune, and with the combination of great melee skill from Clawbringer and Alchemical Agent and Contagion from Stabomancer, this is the best you can do with Clawbringer at endgame. The playstyle of this build is try to get to 100% melee crit chance without giving up too much damage, and the best way to do it is using the Goblin Pickaxe. The Goblin Pickaxe can reach up to 21% critical hit chance, but realistically you would often get the 19% or 60% of the usable and all great. And because we are getting a lot of points into all, this will be multiplied very quickly and you will easily get 100%. If you can get it, you can invest into dexterity in order to get the last point into crit chance and get to 100%. The reason why 100% is very important because we want to proc Alchemical Agent and we aren't going to use from the shadow. Generally, you would want to apply some crossbow, melee damage crossbow, melee enemy if you have the consecutive hit melee enchant and warrior or caustic, heal mod, cast spell for melee damage enchant, throw hammer, and you will get big damage, which is nice. So that is it for Clawbringer best build. Hope you enjoy it. If you did, remember to like, share, sub to the channel if you haven't done so already. Comment down below on what you think about the video. Join the Discord server if you want to talk to me or if you want to download some of my save file. And see you guys next time.